Hi, everybody. So I wanted to give kind of a final rundown of our final as you're getting to it. And I was actually talking to another student today, and I was kind of looking over this today, and I was like, this is almost a sit down and write it in one shot kind of final. So I want you to almost have the perspective that you could do that, but also have the awareness that you have plenty of time to do peer editing and turn it into a final product on top of your ability, I think, to sit down and write it in one shot. So just going over what the assignment is, I'm asking you to look at language and literacy in your life. I'm literally reading this off the assignment page as we go. And what does that mean? Well, first off, you kind of have to break down what does literacy mean. There's this great quote by Elena Kurtz that talks about how literacy is involved not just in reading and writing, but like in all aspects of our lives. There's this concept that we might sometimes call code switching, where we're moving in between different types of language that we might use for certain situations. I'd be a little wary of using the term code switching because it's more about race and how people of different races have to switch their literacy a lot. So you just want to be a little aware that that term means something in a different kind of cultural context. But the idea of switching is kind of there, right? And then also kind of what inspires that switch, or do you switch very often? And this is something like that I've thought about a lot. Certainly when I'm a teacher, I have a certain kind of mannerism, a certain kind of language that I use that I don't use with friends. And when I am a student, I have different language and mannerisms that I use. When I am with some friends, I use things that I don't use with other friends, right? So all of them become kinds of literacies. And then how is that informed, right? How is that idea of language and writing informed? That becomes the next part of what you're thinking about from this essay. When you're planning this piece, I would really recommend that you come up with like, what do I want to say? And then what examples do I want to present, right? Do I want to present books? Do I want to present classes? Do I want to present text messages or Snapchat? Do I want to present letters that I've sent to my grandmother? What do I want to encapsulate when I talk about how I use literacy throughout my life? And then narrow it down. It's asking you to kind of construct an analysis using one or more of a huge list of things, like the nature of literacy. Who knows what that means? The role of literacy in your life may be an easier topic to kind of just pick out of the sky. The role of literacy in education or society might be one that you kind of want to hone in on. And then again, kind of craft those anecdotes, those examples down so that you're kind of being specific and thinking about something. Again, I would really encourage you to try to, plan it out like we always do, and then do it in one shot, and then send it out to peers and kind of get it refined. And then you can have kind of the best of both worlds, the simulation of what it's like to have a one prompt question on a final, with the possibility of peer editing and all of the positive things that come from that. So that's kind of my recommended strategy. Again, just some things to think about as we're transitioning into that final essay. It is 1,000-word limit, so you want to be sure that you can check that. That's about 4 pages. And hopefully at this point you feel pretty confident about writing 4 pages in one sitting. This is not too different from what we would do when we start our AP practice next semester. And so, good to get a little bit of that practice in. But again, it's not all in one shot. So we have a little bit of freedom there. As always, let me know if you have some questions and or if you need some help or if you want to come up with an idea. I have no problems with that. And no pressure that we're going to submit this to SLU and I want Afton to look like the best group of writers because we obviously are. So there you go.